I'm really excited because today we are going to be talking about all of my anticipated releases for the month of June. I'm trying to do this kind of every month because there were so many books that I was excited about that like I couldn't put them all into one video because that would be like a 17-year-long video. Like it would be so long because it's like this video is going to be long because there are so many books coming out in June. There are some really good sounding like sci-fi and fantasy books coming out in the month of June, y'all. Like, and I need them all in my life. Like I just can't wait. So let's just go ahead and jump into this and I'm going to let you know about all the exciting June book releases. Alright, so first up is The Chosen and the Beautiful by Neva. This comes out on June 1st and it is a Great Gatsby retelling. I am very excited that The Great Gatsby is now in public domain, so I expect to see quite a few retellings in the next few years because it's finally hit that public domain where we can do retellings and where it's, you know, publicly available. So I just feel like so many people are going to be doing it and this is one that I'm super excited about. And the description of it is immigrant socialite magician. Jordan Baker grows up in the most rarefied circles of 1920s American society. She has money, education, a killer golf handicap, and invitations to some of the most exclusive parties of the jazz age. She's also queer, Asian, adopted, and treated as an exotic attraction by her peers, while the most important doors remain closed to her. But the world is full of wonders, infernal pacts and dazzling illusions, lost ghosts and elemental mystery. In all paper is fire, and Jordan can burn the cut paper heart out of a man. She just has to learn how. Ugh, it sounds so good, right? Like it sounds like it's gonna have beautiful writing, like it's just like really lyrical, and I'm so here for it. And the cover is super pretty. And yes, that comes out on June 1st. The next one is For the Wolf by Hannah F. Witt. This comes out on June 15th. And this is kind of a retelling of Red Riding Hood. And I have yet to find a Red Riding Hood retelling that I love. So I'm excited to see if this is the one. So the description is, the first daughter is for the throne. The second daughter is for the wolf. It's for fans of Uprooted and Bear and the Nightingale. It is a dark fantasy about a young woman who must be sacrificed to a legendary wolf of the woods to save her kingdom. But not all legends are true, and the wolf isn't the only danger lurking in the woods. That sounds fantastic. I love following a second daughter, like a second heir, because I always find those stories really fascinating. Like Shielded I read last year, and that was about like a spare heir, and that was really, really fun. So hopefully I really like this. Like it sounds like a really cool twist on Little Red Riding Hood, and I'm so here for it. The next one that I'm really excited about is The Bone Way by Holly J. Underhill. And I hadn't heard anything about this until I heard the Wanderness talking about it. I will link her channel. It's fantastic. You should go check her out. But she talked about this book in her anticipated Sapphic books coming out, and it sounded so good that I had to add it to my list. I do find it kind of strange, just like she did, that it's only releasing in ebook format. So like I couldn't find anywhere for it to release in like paperback or hardback or any kind of physical book. And it looks like it's coming from a very small indie press, which that might be why. So I feel like it's one of those where maybe if it gets enough ebook sales, they will have a physical copy, but at this time I could not find one. But this is supposed to release on June 26th. And the description is, Tegan's wife, I can't say her name. Tegan's wife is missing. She has left for the Shadow Realm, a kingdom of the dead filled with untold nightmares, and the only place that can save Tegan from a lethal poison that's killing her slowly. It's ruled by a princess said to make powerful deals with those brave enough to find her, and the wife has gone to bargain for Tegan's life. She has forgotten one very important thing though. No one makes it out on their own. And I'm super excited. That sounds so good, right? Like 2 wife witches fighting to save each other in the underworld kind of place. Like, yes. Yes, sign me up. This sounds so good. And like I said, it is definitely a like indie press because I couldn't find very much information about it, but it is coming out on the 26th and it will only be available in ebook. Another one that I haven't heard anyone really talk about in their anticipated releases, but I happened to kind of just come across on Goodreads and thought it sounded super cool was Bacchanal. I might be saying that wrong. And it is by Veronica Henry. And it's a circus book, y'all. It says, evil lives in the traveling carnival roaming the Depression-era South. But the carnival's newest act, a peculiar young woman with latent magical powers, may hold the key to defeating it. Her time has come. Like, that sounds fantastic. A traveling carnival? I love like circus carnival type like vibes, so I'm so here for it. I'm super excited. It sounds really good. And this one also comes out on June 1st. The next one is The Poison Heart, and this is by Kaylin Barron, and this is the author that did Cinderella is Dead. And while that book was a standalone, this is actually book 1 in a series, it says. And I'm super excited because I really liked the author's writing in Cinderella is Dead. I just didn't love the story so much. So I'm super excited to see what they come out with next. So this is coming out really soon, actually. I think this one is... Okay, so it initially, I think, was supposed to come out June 29th, but now it's saying July 6th. So we'll see, because this tells me 2 different publication dates. So we're leaving it in here. This is, the synopsis is Darkness Blooms in best-selling author Kaylin Barron's new contemporary fantasy about a girl with a unique and deadly power. Breezus has a gift. She can grow plants from tiny seeds to rich blooms with a single touch. When her aunt dies and wills her a dilapidated estate in rural New York, Bree and her parents decide to leave Brooklyn behind for the summer. Hopefully there, surrounded by plants and flowers, Bree will finally learn to control her gift. But their new home is sinister in a way they could have never imagined. It comes with a specific set of instructions, an old-school apothecary, and a walled garden filled with the deadliest botanicals in the world that can only be entered by those who share Bree's unique family lineage. That sounds really cool. So, I don't know, this might be a July release now, but initially it was June 29th. So, we'll see about that. All right, next up we have Library of the Dead. This is by T.L. Huchu. Again, I could be saying that wrong. So on NetGalley, this says it comes out on June 1st, but on Goodreads, it says it came out in February. So that's really strange. Not really sure what's going on there. I have a NetGalley copy though that I plan to read soon, so we'll see. But it says June 1st on NetGalley. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with like these differences, but it sounds like a really cool story. It is The Sixth Sense meets Stranger Things in Library of the Dead, a sharp contemporary fantasy following a precocious and cynical teen as she explores the shadowy, magical underside of modern-day Edinburgh. Sure. Sounds fantastic. There's a library and it's in Edinburgh, and yeah. Sign me up. Sounds really good. I have the arc of it on NetGalley, so I will be getting to this one pretty soon. Even though Goodreads says it published in February. And yeah, I'm real confused by that. This is another one that I have in a NetGalley arc that I'm excited to read, and that is Girl Made of Air by Nydia Hetherington. See, on this, it says it releases September 3rd, 2020, but on NetGalley, it releases in June. So I don't know. Maybe it's like a pushed back release date for some of these, because I feel like I'm finding different release dates like everywhere. Because like if I look on NetGalley, it says June 1st. Pub date June 1st, 2021. But the other one, like it says it published in September of 2020. So like Maybe it just got like pushed back and they didn't change it on Goodreads, but you never know. This book is A Girl Made of Air, is the story of the greatest funambulist who ever lived. That's a tightrope walker, because I had to look that up. A lyrical debut packed with myth, magic, and folklore, perfect for fans of Erin Morgenstern and Angela Carter. I love Erin Morgenstern. I don't know who Angela Carter is, but I'm gonna look her up now. I had to look up what a funambulist was. It is a tightrope walker. So there's that. We are born into a post-war circus family. Our nameless start was unwanted and forgotten, abandoned in the shadows of the big top, until the bright light of Serendipity Wilson threw her into focus. Now an adult, haunted by an incident in which a child was lost from the circus, our narrator, a tightrope walker, weaves together her spellbinding tale of circus legends, earthly magic, and folklore, all in the hopes of finding the child. But will her story be enough to bring the pair together again? Honestly, circusy. I'm down for some circusy vibes. Like, I need more of that in my life. So I'm so excited to get to this. Again, since I have the NetGalley arc, I'll probably be reading it like really soon. Next, we have the Jasmine Throne by Tasha Suri. This is another one where I think I have the NetGalley arc that I need to get to. But this is one of my like super anticipated releases. I did this when I did like my one like major anticipated releases for the whole year video, and I'm still super excited for it. And I think this is gonna be in a book box. I don't remember which one. I think this is gonna be in a book box. I could be wrong. It comes out on June 8th, and this is from the author of Empire of Sand, which is another one that I really want to pick up. And this is the beginning to a new trilogy set in a world inspired by the history and epics of India, in which a captive princess and a maid servant in possession of forbidden magic become unlikely allies on a dark journey to save their empire from the princess's traitor brother. Traitor brother, forbidden magic, like, I'm here, I'm down for it, like, sign me up. The next one is Sisters of the Snake by Sasha and Serena Nanua. I could be saying that wrong. This comes out on June 15th, and it is a lost princess, a dark puppet master, and a race against time before all else is lost. Princess Rani longs for a chance to escape her gilded cage and prove herself. Rhea is a street urchin, stealing just to keep herself alive. When their two lives collide, everything turns on its head because Rhea and Rani, orphan and royal, are unmistakably identical. Dude, identical twins, like switching places, like yes. That's like very Parent Trap-esque and I love it. So I'm excited to see how this goes. The next one I'm super excited about is Darling by Kay Akram. This is a like a Peter Pan retelling, and I'm really excited because I really want a Peter Pan retelling that I love. I read the Lost in the Neverwoods recently and I didn't really love it. It was okay, but I didn't love it. So I'm still searching for that Peter Pan retelling that I love, and I'm hoping that this is it. This comes out on June 22nd, and a teen girl finds herself lost on a dangerous adventure in this YA thriller by acclaimed author of The Wicker King and Weight of the Stars in this reimagining of Peter Pan for today's world. Like, yep, that's all I need to know. I'm super excited, and this will be my first book by Kay Akram, and I've been wanting to read Weight of the Stars. I just haven't gotten to it yet, but I really want to get to Darling. The next one is Nature of Witches, and this is by Rachel Griffin. It comes out on June 1st, and the description is, for centuries, witches have maintained the climate, their power from the sun peaking in the season of their birth. But now their control is faltering as the atmosphere becomes more erratic. All hope lies with Clara, an ever-witch whose rare magic is tied to every season. Seasons? I love that. I love that it's like the seasons are tied to the magic, and it just sounds so cool. So I'm really here for that. And then finally, The one that I'm excited about is Daughters of Sparta. I want to say I remember this one getting talked about a while back. So I think like we might have pushed back this release date. I don't know, but I remember like hearing people talk about it and then not hearing anything about it. And then like I kind of saw it again. So it sounds good. This is by Claire M. Andrews. It is a first book in a series. And it sounds very Spartan. It releases on June 8th. And the summary says that Sparta forged her into a deadly weapon. Now the gods need her to save the world. 17-year-old Daphne has spent her entire life honing her body and mind into that of a warrior, hoping to be accepted by the unyielding people of ancient Sparta. But unexpected encounter with the goddess Artemis, who holds Daphne's brother's fate in her hands, upends the life she's worked so hard to build. That sounds cool. Gods and Spartans and warriors, and I love it. I'm so down for it. It sounds really good and I'm excited. All of these books sound really good and I'm excited about all of them. Like, I wouldn't be talking about them if I wasn't excited about their releases. So yes, these are all of the books that I'm super hyped for in the month of June. Let me know what your most anticipated June book release is. I will leave information to all of the books that I mentioned down below so you can pre-order if you want or just browse around and read more about them. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out with me. My name is Jessie and I will see you next time. Bye.